Hello YouTube, I'm doing another lazy hold up video because I'm feeling lazy. I said I wouldn't do another eating disorder video unless it was pertinent and relevant. And this is pertinent and relevant. You have to come to a place where you really, really accept yourself. And for anyone who's had an eating disorder issue, you will always carry this little devil on your shoulder that whispers in your ear and tells you things. But the truth of it is, we're all going to get shriveled and old. It's going to happen. Youth and vanity fades. It's the truth. And what people think of you, what you think of yourself, your value is so much more than what you look like. I say this because I'm in a process of trying to get overall healthy, and I alternate my vapes and my gum and my going back and forth to regular smoking. I'm weeble wobbling. I can't seem to make a succinct decision on this one, and I'm not quite sure why. But I have made one succinct decision. I'm going to put on weight. The medication I take for my mental illness, I used to dodge because it makes me put on weight. Quitting smoking, even trying to quit smoking. I smoked so much. I smoke less. That's good. Not as good as not. I've got a while before not, unless I wake up with the magic in me. Like I have once or twice in my life where I just dropped it. And until that happens, I know I'm going to continue to put on weight. But you can always take weight off. It's better to be fatter than dead. And there are going to be things in your life you may get ill, and you may not be able to, you may get ill where you lose a bunch of weight, and you may not be able to maintain your fitness, the muscles you've built, the body weight you've put on if you're slender and it makes you uncomfortable for being too thin, and you've worked really hard to attain this physicality that you take to mean so much, and then you get sick and you get rail thin and you lose it all and you have to start all over. You have a car accident and you're hospitalized for a very long time. Or you have to take steroid medication or mental illness medication or other medication that is inherent for a condition that puts on weight. And you have a choice between your physical appearance and a short life, or a long life and a temporary alteration in your physical appearance that you can always alter back. And again, in the end, we all wind up old and pruny. That's the way that it works. Babies come out all misshapen and pruny. Yes, everyone thinks babies are cute, and eventually they do get cute, but if you see them when they first come out, they're pruny and they smell funny. I know, I sound weird, but it's true. So, you know, this young, middle, weird period of our life, our physical exterior, it is really malleable. Your life is way, way more important than that. And I actually started smoking in the 6th grade. For 20 years I've been smoking. I started smoking because of my eating disorder. I didn't like it. I learned how to smoke. Not to be cool, not because anyone I knew did it. I picked up smoking because I heard it was an appetite suppressant in one of those videos you watch at school about people with eating disorders. And so I started smoking when I was in elementary to keep my weight down. And it's been a 20-year habit, daily habit for 20 years, and I'm only in my early 30s. So it's a hard habit to break, but it's funny how the two are connected. And one of the reasons why I've hesitated in the past to quit smoking is for fear of and full knowledge of the weight that I would gain. And it's interesting that I'm already at a higher weight than I've been in years when I am closer than I have been in years and have more conviction than I've had in years to quit smoking. Because you know what? I have plenty of time to take off an extra 10. I'm not, you see women and men that are fit, fabulous, 40, 50. 50's the new 40. 40's the new 30. 30's the new 20. We live longer. If we live healthier. It's your physical exterior is like just the frosting on the cake. It's the last thing you should be concerned about if your body is rotting on the inside. And again, in the end, we all kind of look the same anyway. It's temporary. Even if you were to get massively sick and underweight or massively overweight and then back to normal, whatever normal is for you. And eventually we just age. But if you do things the wrong way, the unhealthy way, you will age faster, you will die younger. And just like a rotten mentality, a rotten emotional state, a rotten attitude, a rotten spirit, and a rotten mind, what good is a pretty body with rotten organs? Rotten teeth, rotten lungs, rotten esophagus, all the other things that happen from having an eating disorder. You're rotting on the inside in all ways possible with an active eating disorder. And I'm not proud that I haven't managed to stop smoking. And I'm not proud that I could still have lifelong repercussions that pop up later from a 20-year habit that I began for the purposes of maintaining my weight, my very low weight. And it's a habit that I can't seem to escape, a bondage I created for myself. I am, however, really proud of myself that I thought, even in my wildest dreams of recovery, and I have not good days. I'm not a saint. I'm not fixed. But I'm farther along than I've ever been, because in my wildest dreams of recovery did I ever think there would be a place and a time. Not that I would manage to quit smoking again, although that will be a huge achievement if I can pull that off. But that I thought that the stuff would just cling to me mentally. I wouldn't be active in doing it, and I would be more able to embrace myself, perhaps even accept myself in a different state, and accept that my body will change and that physicality is only temporary, and go for health instead of shape, and accept myself just as I am, every inch of my skin and all of that stuff. But that all the thoughts, the rituals, the guilt, the trappings would be there. I never thought that I would be so far along in removal from an acceptance of myself however I am, whatever I look like. I love me. And I really don't care. I'd like to say it all, but not nearly as much. What anyone else thinks, except my partner, about what I look like, as opposed to how healthy I am. That I would be willing to take my meds and try and quit smoking at my highest weight possible when I've avoided it, primarily not just because I'm highly addicted, but because I would get fat. I'm already fat. People see me that haven't seen me in a while and they're like, wow, you put on so much weight. You put on so much weight. You put on a lot of weight. Wow, you put on a lot of weight. Let me tell you something. You should never tell a girl, wow, you put on weight. You've gotten bigger every time you see them, or if you haven't seen them in a while. It's like walking up to a lady and asking her if she's pregnant. You just don't do it. Or if you see a guy and they've gotten trim and fit, this could even be a compliment, you know, that they're saying that I look better, I look younger, I look healthy, I look good, rather than looking like a twiggy, weird, wobbly little girl. It could be a compliment. I don't know, because it kind of ends in a period, which makes me uncomfortable, and it's hard to cope with that. So that's just my aside, especially if somebody's had eating disorder issues. But just in general, you wouldn't walk up to guys have like fear of being overly slender and too small. So you could take a guy who's actually gotten fit and looks trim and fit and go, wow, man, you're getting pretty thin. You've gotten a lot smaller. And he would hear that wrong. He would think you mean he's getting scrawny, tiny. Guys wouldn't think to walk up to a guy who's gotten trim, fit, and go, wow, you're getting thin. But their first thing that they say to a woman is, wow, you've put on, or dude, you've lost a lot of weight. Unless he was a big dude and is now just smaller. But you'd walking up to a girl and going, wow, you put on weight. Or you're big, you're bigger. You know, it's not cool. Don't do it. Just say you look good. You look nice. You look well. Or don't say anything at all if you really think the person looks fat, because you shouldn't be cruel. Cruelty's not cool. But I'm better at coping with all that than I used to be. That's just my aside. When you approach women, don't go straight for the weight. If you approve of how they look and you notice the change, then tell them. Say, you look great. Wow, you look so different. You look so good. That's all you need to say. Don't need to tell them they're big. Especially, I mean, not everybody knows that about me, but, you know, recovery. And it's like, yeah, thanks. Thanks for that. Glad I'm more strong-willed than I used to be. But anyway, I never thought that I would be far enough along, despite that everyone I know and see, not everyone, but just about everyone, it's like, wow, you've gotten big. You're so much bigger. You're so much bigger, that everyone is telling me when they see me how much weight I put on. How big I am. Period. Not, wow, you look good. You just, you know, you're so much bigger. And knowing that I'm much, much bigger, still willing to take on something that I know is going to stack on more weight for the sake of my health. That tells me something major about where the state of my health is, where the state of my mental health is as far as my eating disorder. That being done, destroying myself, is more important to me than even my deepest fear of shocking myself when I walk past a mirror. So you know what? Someday we all will anyway. And I have all of my limbs. I have my eyes. I have my taste buds. I have my feet and my legs. I can walk. I can speak. I can hear. I have all of my senses. I am mother flippin' blessed. I am so blessed. I have relatively good health. What I look like, the only thing that's getting in the way of my health right now is this. At least it's not a real cigarette. But, and it needs to go. And if I gain more, I gain more. And you know what? If everybody tells me I've gained more, so what? I can always take care of that later. If I get cancer, there's no going back. It's a bigger picture. It's your life. And I never thought I'd reach this place where I'm okay. I'm okay getting bigger for the better good. That I would embrace knowing full well I'm going to get fatter. I would embrace it for the sake of my health. You need to do that because this is temporary. And the worse you treat yourself, physically, the behaviors that you do and the things that you say to yourself, the shorter your life will be, no matter how pretty you think you are, no matter how warped your sensibilities have become from the addiction that is the eating disorder. You will be so psychologically damaged and so physically damaged that your life will be short and small. And my life has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger and more joyful. My life has gotten fat as I have gotten fat. And will continue to improve. When I don't do this, even with every other pound I gain will be worth it for being done smoking. That's one last major vice I have to consciously destroying myself. Self-inflicted damage. And I'm embracing weight gain. And I'm okay with that. That I'm okay with that is major. I mean, maybe there is a day when I'm still young enough, healthy enough to enjoy it in a way that you can really, truly, 100% fully recover from an eating disorder. Where you really do see this just as a fleshy vessel and you are immune to negative feedback even from yourself. You don't have any. You love what you have just as it is. You really love yourself and you don't second guess yourself. Not only just not engaging in behaviors, but you love yourself no matter what condition you find yourself in, and you're fully psychologically recovered. I don't know. This has got me hopeful. So wish me luck on the quitting smoking, and realize your life is short. Your body is malleable. But it will give out on you if you don't stop. But, you know, I was going to make a video at one point about you have to be okay carrying around, you know, that tape in your head. But maybe you don't. Maybe you don't. Maybe I'll get to a place where even in my mind it's all over. It's all done. So I'm happy. Keep going with your recovery. I'm turning new corners all the time, making new discoveries. Every pound I gain is a pound in the right direction. Love you guys. Bye.